triumphant return to the Carolinas for this man, Frank Reich. After the Carolina Panthers fired Matt Rule during the middle of this last season, the Black and Blue have been on the prowl for a new leader, and now they've got their guy.
Frank Reich, the former Indianapolis head coach and the Panthers' very first starting quarterback in franchise history, is being welcomed across the Queen City. Truly a new era and a new beginning for the Black and Blue and their fans. Queen City News is your home of the Carolina Panthers as we bring you this breaking news at 4. Good afternoon. I'm Brian Blakely.
And I'm Annie Satowski. Sports director Will Kunkel is here with the historic hire and what this means for the team going forward. So, Will, this means there's no more speculating with Kunkel's Coach's Corner, whatever we called it.
Thank goodness we don't have to do this all-season thing where we make names up and try to make up news and try to follow this.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We did it on Charlotte Sports Live. Now, I will say I did pick the winner. I wish I could do that in March Madness because then I'd win a lot of money. But finally, we have our man. Frank Reich is the Panthers' sixth head coach in Panthers history. Now, Reich comes to the team with a ton of experience. He's been coaching the NFL for about 15 years. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles as their offensive coordinator and was the OC with the Chargers before that. Now, he was fired as the Colts head coach this past season. He finished with a record of 40-33 during his time there. Now, during this conversation I had with Bill Polian, the news broke. I was live on a Zoom with Polian, who is the Panthers' former general manager and a Hall of Famer in the NFL. Here's what he had to say about Reich being hired.
He's a marvelous person. You won't find a better person on the face of the earth. He's in the Marv Levy, Tony Dungy, class as an individual. Sean McDermott, that's the kind of individual he is. He's a great football mind. Look at what he did as the offensive coordinator in Philadelphia.
Listen, there's not a better endorsement than somebody that was a six-time executive of the year in the NFL, a Hall of Famer, won a Super Bowl, has done it. I mean, Bill Polian spoke very highly. Not only of
former
Scott
Panthers
Fitterer,
guy, too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember, he drafted and signed Frank Reich as the team's very first quarterback.
Yeah, that's right. Through that first touchdown pass we were watching there in that video. One of the interesting things here is Panthers seem to they're the first one to make the move here at a head coach, but they made that kind of quick after the second interview. Why so quickly?
These are both of these men. It came down to Steve Wilks and Frank Reich. They're established. They've been in the league for a long time. They knew exactly what they had in Steve Wilks. He was their interim head coach. Frank Reich's been in the league for about 20-plus years, including his time as a quarterback. So you're not learning anything new. These aren't young kids that you got to kind of figure out little things. You know exactly what you have. And so when you have your man, go out there and get him before anybody else does.
Yeah, Reich, an offensive-minded guy, too.
Which is what they've been looking for. What happens to Wilks now?
So that's a great question because from the reports, it sounds like he will not be in the building next season. I think that he is not a man that's driven by his ego. He is a man that I think he's more principled and has a strong faith. He said in his press conference, he said, I know whose I am, and meaning the Lord. So he knows it's not about his ego with him. So I think if there is somebody that is going to stay in the building, it would be him. But I think he's earned the opportunity and the right to be a head coach.
Players really wanted him.
Yeah,
how's that work with a new guy coming in?
So I said this last night on Charlotte Sports Live. Reich is the guy that can still coalesce that locker room. Okay. He's not a young kid. He's not done that come in and prove himself. He's been there. He's done that. He has respect around the league. So Reich is the guy that can do that.
Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff happening right here. Will Kunkel, thanks for joining us.